There's a deep hatred of that game. Oh, that's right. Will didn't have a camera last week. Bip. There's the image of Will.
Yes, I did have a camera last week. Loads of us had a camera last week.
Oh, I had to change it all around.
Yes, because there's a ton of us here. As we say, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world, watching us live on Twitch, video on demand on Twitch or YouTube, or even on Podbean, coming through your ears, through your podcasting apps. I am the great grey-bearded one, Lord Teamaker, aka Will McKellar, and joining me, going grey, top here a little
The
bit.
gray-haired version. The gray-haired.
It's James Atkinson as we start season 5.
Yeah, season 5.
That's crazy.
4 more years. 4 more years. Let's take that chant and actually make it mean something. Let's make it ambivalent again.
Make 4 years mean something again.
Yeah, make 4. Yeah. Let's think about something positive that could happen in 4 more years. Think of all the video games that could come out. Think of like you could buy FIFA 4 times.
Yeah, for 280 quid.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yes. We'll start that content dump now. We'll run to the toilet because let's get that content dumped.
I mean, technically, it is cheaper than buying the actual kit every year.
Only because the Premiership wants to inflate the prices for it.
I think it's a lot to do with these. I mean, the kit sponsors and mainly the kit manufacturers. I think about it because who does the kits mainly now? Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, or Adidas, depending on who you talk to.
Or as we call it, after dinner I did a shit. Soon after that I did another.
Does Umbro do them anymore?
I think they still do. I think they're still around.
I think they do like Bournemouth, I'm guessing. But needless to say, that's it. I mean, the Premier League has the best racket on sports memorabilia I've ever seen. I have a New York Yankees jersey. The Yankees haven't changed their jersey since 1920. So you buy it once and you're done. And especially because mine has blank on the back. It doesn't have a player or a number on the back. But at the same time, like if you got any of the single-digit players, all those numbers are retired. So you have a Yankee great for one of those numbers. So, but like the Premier League is just like, hey, you want a great business idea? Let's change the kits every year. But, let's just take it and like put a little red trim like right here and charge somebody 80 quid for it.
And then you got 2 kits because you got home and away.
And the third kit. Some teams have a third kit. Tottenham have a third kit. I actually like their third kit because it's a polo. It's got like, it's not like the traditional just like top. It's got like a polo with a couple buttons. I think that looks sharp.
Oh, so that's their winter outfit.
Yeah. It's their like, I want to go out. I want to go out, but I still want to rep Tottenham kind of a thing. It's it's the business casual look. Dude, you're wearing a football kit. Hey, polo.
He's down on that, thank you. He's down on
just hold your roll. All right?
Which, like the games industry, is starting to go that way. With it's looking likely that AAA games are going to start costing £70 a pop, or was it $90? Is it $80-90 now over in the States for next
probably
gen?
85. I'll look up what the current exchange rate is right now.
Because isn't it about $60? No, it'd be about 60 quid over here.
All right.
If it's going up a tenner.
What is it, 70?
Actually, no, it would be 70 quid because it's $59.99 most, or 50.
What's a game cost for you right now? If you're gonna go
right about 55.
55. Okay, it's 55.
About 55 to 60. So it would probably be about 65 to 70.
You guys are getting screwed.
Yeah. Canada's going to get even more screwed.
Well, no,
'cause they're
you guys are getting
right
screwed
now.
because with the current exchange rate. So, like, if I go out and buy a top like a non-deluxe version of a game right now, it's $59.99 for me.
Right.
Okay, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
That should equate to $48 pound, 48 pounds.
Wow, that's what it used to be.
No.
I mean, that's the recommended retail price. You know, with things like supermarkets and that, they sometimes have it lower. Because I remember there used to be a pricing war, not too many years ago, where you used to be able to get games like 42, 43 pound on the day of release.
Now,
which seems to have stopped.
I think because I think a lot of the companies are direct selling now. Like
right.
you don't. I mean, there's a reason why GameStop is going to probably go out of business or is going to be filing for bankruptcy. Not a lot of people are buying from GameStop anymore. They're not going to the direct retailer. They're not going to retailers. They're going directly from the source. Buy it from Origin, on Uplay Store, on Good Old Games. Remember, Good Old Games is run by CD Projekt Red. That's a thing. You can pretty much buy it directly from the from them.
Yeah, the physical ones are slowly going.
So if we're looking at a price jump, we're probably just going to see a $10 increase across the board. Let's just say hypothetically, just everything jumps $10.
Yeah,
does that makes sense? Because there's no reason why it would go from like $59.99 and not go up to $69.99.
Yeah, because it used to be around about 40 quid, around about 2005. People were saying, so it has gone up in price over the years. You know, when PS4 came out,
not drastically.
No.
I mean, at the same time, if we look at the price jump, are we about due? Yeah. I think I look at it this way. If video game number one, I'll first talk to the reason why it's probably not going to be like $80 in the United States versus you in the UK, and I'm just going to say that because we probably do a lot of the production. So if you look at shipping wise, we're not shipping major distances, especially if you look at games coming from Japan
and China is where they would normally make, which is why it would make sense that The Last of Us was delayed for a couple of months because of, even though it went gold, there was no one in China being able to produce it because we were on lockdown.
Right, and then if you look at how it's going to ship to going from China or Japan to the West Coast of the United States versus going from China to Japan to the UK, that's a little bit different time-wise of just like being able to move stuff. Now, I don't know if they showed these things on shipping containers and sent them over, or they put them on planes, or, I mean, it's a disc. So I imagine that the biggest production thing you have to worry about is not burning all the copies of the discs. It's the packaging, it's the inserts, it's all of that. So that probably all gets put together, put on a pallet, and then sent out. But that's probably why we're not going to see as much of it. We're only going to see it if a 10 denomination of currency increase across the board. That's fair. That makes sense. It should. It's been a while since there was a price increase. Inflation is a thing, people, and it's fine. The other thing too is that let's be real here. The qualities of games has gone up drastically in that time period.
Yeah.
And I also look at it from a third angle, which is if game developers are unionizing, if they're fighting for better working conditions and better pay rates, there's a cost to that if they get it. And the cost is eventually going to come down to the people who buy the product, aka us. If I have to pay $10 more for every game that I buy, knowing full well that the developers who are working on that game have a better quality of life, better work-life balance, and are getting the benefits that they deserve, I'm willing to pay that $10.
The question is, though, is it, or will it be down going to the shareholders as well? Because they'll want a cut of this. And one of the big questions asked is, well, if we're going to be paying more, are they going to start cutting back out microtransactions and loot boxes?
Depends on the microtransactions.
Because we know EA probably won't. We know 2K probably won't. Won't take them out. Activision will probably add more.
But at the same time, and I think you've seen this kind of change in loot boxes, at least the way after playing Warzone for a little bit, their loot boxes, there was no randomness involved. You knew what you were buying when it said it. It said this is what you get for buying this like package. You get these skins, this weapon mod, this stuff, this. And it was completely cosmetic, had nothing to do with the performance or how you played your character in the game. You could play that game completely free, not buy any of the season pass and loot boxes, and still have a very good time and still be competitive. So when you look at loot boxes in the sense of the gacha model,
yeah,
that's where I have a problem with video games and loot boxes. That's my draw the line moment. Going, fuck you, that's gambling. If you look at, we talked about Crash 4 possibly having loot box, having cosmetics and that kind of stuff in there. For me, go ahead. It's a single player game. It doesn't change my experience on how I play the game. I don't have to buy them if I don't want them. If you buy them and then complain about them being in the game, they're cosmetic. You know, just because you bought the Japanese JRPG and you wanted all the bikinis on all of your female characters, you know what you were doing when you got into it. You were fully aware. It was for your enjoyment of the game, however you enjoy the game, but it was for your enjoyment and the reason why you got that. So cosmetic changes where there isn't any randomness involved, I'm fine with. Because some people want their gun to have like a waifu with big anime titties on it. That's fine. You know, if you want your gun to like say Oni-chan every single time you reload it, good for you. Go and buy that. But if you need to do randomness and any kind of randomness involved, anything that kind of breaks the game in a multiplayer sense, that's where I have a problem with it. If it's a single player experience and you're buying shit, you're not doing anything but to yourself. At that point.
I mean, we've been over this sort of debate many times before over the years. It's a case of, with me, I think if they were already meant to be in the game in the first place and they've just taken out to try and get extra money from people after you've bought the game, then that's a fucking cheek. That's just greedy bastards. It really is. Now, like myself, you know, the best way to counter that is to not buy it.
Battlefront 2 is a great reason why. That was loot box hell. People just didn't buy it.
Look at Onrush. That came out. The loot boxes are in there, but there was no monetary value to them at all. You couldn't buy them. You had to earn them. So therefore, they're in the game. Then they changed that. Then they patched in payment for the loot boxes. And that's when I went, you know what? No, and stopped playing it. Because to me, that was a cheek that they went and did that and then tried using PR bullshit, as we know PR bullshit does happen, to try and sugarcoat it, make it sound like it's a great idea. And it's like, I'm not seeing, you know, I'm seeing right through this bullshit right here. So I stopped. Which leads us on to the next bit. Loot boxes, according to the House of Lords, should be classed as gambling. Not quite the way that Jim Sterling wants, but it's a good enough reason straight away that loot boxes are gambling, because they're targeted at kids. That's disgusting business practice. But it should also be looked at because the regulation would also say for vulnerable people who have a chance to have a gambling addiction.
Yes, that is definitely a thing. Now, I'm trying to think of any games that I know of that have loot boxes in them that are geared towards kids, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, Rainbow Six, no, that's not geared towards kids. GTA 5, well, that's definitely not geared towards kids, but kids still play the shit out of that game. Because that's a whole nother debate for another podcast. I have a lot of things to say on that one. Just to shorten that debate down for a little bit is just fucking parent your kids. Just that's how I end that one.
Yeah, educate yourself and parent them.
play it with them. Use it
Yeah,
as a
if it's not
teaching
suitable.
tool.
Yeah, if the game's not suitable for them, don't let them play it.
I have a feeling, now this may be me being the arrogant youngish person that I am, that I don't think I will fall into that same trap when it comes to my children. Dad, can I get Grand Theft Auto 10? Son, your dad already has Grand Theft Auto 10. You're not playing it till you're much older. Or you have to play it with me, because then I can contextualize things for you. Or, we're not going to go and do this mission. By the way, don't buy your kids Cyberpunk. Please. 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 I'm begging you.
Do you know the reason why I say that to not let your kids play Cyberpunk? It's not me trying to be a killjoy or a party pooper. No. It's because, right, Cyberpunk... Okay, no, I'm going to come closer here, right? Cyberpunk is for Jane. It's for me. It's for you.
It's an adult experiment.
Why should the kids, right, try and ruin it for us by wanting to play it when it's our toy?
I'm not worried about the kids playing it. I'm worrying about the Karens who bought their kids the game and then get pissed off about the people that's in it. That's who I'm worried about.
If it's our toy, why should we share our toys? They take ours anyway as they get older. This is ours. Let us have something. That's what I'm saying. They're not like little dogs that look at your food and want everything, all right? You have control. You can say no, all right? This one's for us. So let us enjoy it.
Cyberpunk is going to be censored in Japan, by the way. It's going to be censored in Japan.
Okay.
Well, think about the Japanese various industries and various things that they censor.
Yeah.
They're censoring that stuff.
Okay.
If you watch this show, you know what I'm talking about. I don't need to go into more detail. You know. And if you don't know, you're lying to yourself.
If you don't know, please don't go and Google it.
If you don't know, then don't look it up, and then don't come back and blame me. Or if you do want to blame me, please at the Reverse Pro Gamer. Complaints department at Reverse Pro Gamer.
Yep.
It's not my fault. But
forgive warnings, it's fair.
They have been very, very upfront about what's in this game. I think that they have spoken at length for a long period of time about what is in this game, about what this game's about how mature this game is. Thank you. Yeah, you don't. Good. Don't. Oh no. The internet is a strange place.
Can we nice and innocent and pure? We don't want her looking at that sort of stuff.
Don't look at that stuff. Don't you do it.
Don't scar your mind and your innocent eyes with that. Okay, just don't. Please don't.
Please, no Punterino, Kimmy.
Yeah.
No Punterino.
No. Right, so, in other content dump gubbins, okay, some good stuff. Now, we're going to talk about nice positive things. 21st of July to the 27th of July, Summer Games Fest continues with Xbox are doing hands-on games of early access demos.
Very nice.
So you can download and play them for, however. I think it's like 7 days before to get rid of them.
Dr. Electro.
Hello, Dr. Electro.
So they're doing what Steam just did.
Yeah.
Which is like a big, like they had like the PC game show, And pretty much like half of the games on the PC Game Show you were able to play demos for.
Yeah.
On Steam. And good and the Epic Game Store. Let's be honest, they had some stuff on the Epic Game Store too.
Which is nice, really, because, normally around this sort of time of year, we've been back from Res, we've seen hands-on with indie stuff. We were started to turn our attention towards EGX, which we'll get onto in a few moments, where we get hands-on with this sort of stuff. But we can't because of the COVID. So what better way for them to actually make up for that? To go, okay, download it, play it. Makes sense to me.
Yeah, here's the first 2 hours of the game. Or even better, which they were doing with some of the stuff on Steam, where they would be like, they had this schedule of like, here's all the demos, and then here's the live streams, like the 1 hour live stream from the devs of playing the game and talking about it, playing the demo and going over everything which I think should be happening more often. I think, say what you will about the company Paradox, like they have like multiple weekly live streams from the developers when they're going and they're coming out with a new expansion that like goes through like their live dev process, and they're playing the game, showing off new things, and they're constantly like, this is hot code, like we literally just finished this an hour ago and updated the game, so we're playing on this version. And they play it, and they go, oh, they'll be in the middle of it, and go, nope, that's a bug. We should probably write that down to get it fixed. But that's what they do. They're like, this is what we're working on for the next expansion. Let's play through it together in probably a very memey way.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when Stellaris is coming out, and they were pimping it up. They played this thing called the Blorg Confederacy, which was just like a hiddenly disgusting alien blob that just wanted to make friends. That's all they wanted to do. They were hiddenly disgusting. They were pacifists, and they just like wanted to be friendly towards people and get hugs, and that's how they played it. And it got so much traction, and it got so much love that they added it as free LC to the game. Like day one download, you could download the Blorg and play as them.
See, that stuff is cool. I mean, it's a way round the situation, and I like that. And it also shows you actual gameplay rather than just trailers of in-game engine.
Yeah,
which is a different thing completely. Because, as I mentioned, EGX, the big show in London, can take place this year because we haven't got to a point yet where it's safe enough for us to all meet up.
It is a completely logical decision.
Yeah, even if a cab driver doesn't think so. Yes. Trust me, conspiracy theories are out there. So, EGX. This is the story by Eurogamer itself. So I'll read this out. EGX, the UK gaming show run by Eurogamer's parent company ReadPop, has sadly had its 2020 edition cancelled due to the global coronavirus pandemic. There goes our monetization on YouTube. But the organisers have come up with something rather special to replace it. EGX Digital will run from the 12th of September to the 20th of September and will join forces with ReadPop's stablemate PAX Online, running over the same dates to create a global, three-continent spanning online event with round-the-clock, 24-hour content across all 9 days. And it's free for you. It's free for you. It's free for me. It's free for everyone. So the show will boast many features familiar from physical editions of PAX and EGX, except the queues, which is a welcome thing, including developer sessions, nice, easy, panels, yeah, playable games, live Let's Plays, live esports, a huge selection of indie games, meet and greets. Now that's one I want to see how they do with that, and much more. So Eurogamer will be closely involved, of course, in bringing you coverage of the event, as well as taking part in the streams, panel sessions, blah, blah, blah. Same goes for Digital Foundry, Outside Xbox, Rock Paper Shotgun, Dicebreaker, VG247, and Games Industry. So, yeah.
I mean, this is gonna kind of be the world for a little while, and it sounds like number one, they're doing the games done quick model, right?
Right.
Just content 24 hours, and then they're probably gonna upload it to sites so you can watch all the replays. Great,
Yeah.
this is awesome. I mean, it reminds me also like you never have you ever heard of GCX Guardian Con Expo?
No.
Okay, well I'm gonna tangent a little bit so we can bring it back to this, but
Okay.
Guardian Con was started by the Destiny Twitch community, where like because like all of the streamers got to get together and hang out, and their fans wanted to come together, so they started a con.
Yeah.
Called the Guardian Con. Now, it expanded since then, and became they renamed it GCX because still Guardian Con, but because it expanded beyond Destiny as the game evolved and a lot of the streamers went in different directions from Destiny. GCX was supposed to happen a couple of weeks ago. It didn't. But a big thing about GCX is that they do a charity marathon to raise money for St. Jude.
Mm-hmm.
And they get a ton of major streamers involved. So what they did is they still ran that charity marathon on across all platforms. Facebook Gaming, Mixer, when Mixer was still a thing, Twitch, YouTube, all of it. And because they said, just because this isn't going to it's not going to slow us down. They raised over $6 million for St. Jude.
Wow.
And I think Shroud, yeah. he's the Gillette commercial guy, right? We see on Twitch all the time now.
I'm guessing so.
Correct me if I'm wrong here. He was the anchor. I think he raised almost $1 million on his own, but he was the last one. But I watched Co-Carnage stream. He raised $250,000 from his communities. So to pull it back to what we're talking about, digital things in the world we're in can be very successful. That was a con where they would raise a lot of money, and they would do things where they would do like a roast of some of the people who started. So King Gathalion, who went to Mixer and now is at Facebook Gaming, originally started on Twitch, and he kind of was one of the couple of guys who spearheaded it. And one thing that they did is that like they would sell tickets to do a roast, and they would roast King Gathalion. No media, no YouTube. It was an in-person only thing, and all of the tickets and it was like I think like $100 to go to this, but all of that money went to St. Jude. Like they weren't doing this to like we're gonna rake this in and profit from it. It's like no. You're going to come and see all of King Cathalion's Destiny friends who have known him for years roast the shit out of him. And in the meantime, we're also giving money to charity. But they had to change that, and they did, and it's worked out great. So I think this could be a great thing. 24 hours of just video game news, speculation stuff. That's awesome. And the great thing is because EGX and PAX are such kind of worldwide things that, even if you have like the midnight Eastern Standard Time slot, there are still going to be people watching this in Europe, overseas, and that kind of stuff. So there's really not a bad time slot for a lot of this.
No, because you got Asia and Australasia. They're going to be up around about that time because it's going to be their afternoons.
Yeah. So this is only a good thing, and I hope it continues. That's the other thing. If they can logistically see this, now I know a lot of things about PAX. A lot of the panels can be done via Discord.
Yeah,
and in some cases, it probably run off a little bit better than Discord in that because you won't have people like, and you can kind of filter the questions a lot easier and stuff. That makes panel. If you've ever gone to a con, there's always like that one super fan, and God bless him, but like asks the really weird, specific or inappropriate question, and you can hear the room collectively facepalm.
Yep.
If you know that moment. That moment goes away with this. Granted, more horrible shit comes about because you have the anonymity of the internet, but at the same time, Twitch chat in a major event, if you're smart, you do that. Now, this is something I want to see, and it's something I want to see about Twitch guidelines and see if they're smart. if they're going to be allowing restreaming. So like something where the guy last Elon job. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I would ask Elon Musk for the job. And in some cases, Elon Musk may like think of that gumption and be like, yeah, sure. You know, you just asked. But I think if they're smart, they allow some of the major content creators to restream some of these panels and stuff.
Yeah.
It is an interesting thought. It's an because it's just like, once again, you know, in a lot of cases, like, you would want to watch that, but you also want to watch it in the community that you're comfortable with.
Exactly.
So like, instead of like watching it with like the toxic Twitch chat that's going to be spamming, you know, whatever it's spamming. I'm saying toxic. In some cases, it's not, but it's going at such a clip that you can't follow it or get in it word and edgewise. You can watch it with Will or Dan's Gaming or Shroud or Co-Carnage or Professor Broman or Reverse Pro Gamer or Tom Merritt. I'm just throwing names out here of content creators that I know.
Or maybe right here.
Yeah. If you want to hear what we think of this stuff in real time, if we could have restreamed the Cyberpunk Night City, I would have. I loved that. That was just James just going like, yes, tell me more. Tell me so much more. I'm interested.
I can ask Carly about the next one.
I mean, it was also during work hours, so I kind of couldn't. But, you know, just thoughts. Like, that kind of stuff would be good. I mean, once they start releasing the scheduling and the paneling, I'll probably mark down stuff I'll want to talk about. And to be honest, it's good business for us.
Yeah.
It's going to give us shit to talk about.
I say my personal sort of curiosity is like, how are they going to do the meet and greets?
Zoom. I mean, if you don't do a meet and greet, you can do either like a Zoom call with a moderator who brings people in and out of the call to ask questions, which is fair, or you just turn it into a panel. Hey, Dougie.
Hello, Dougie. Because I'll see if I've got one on my system here. I believe I have. But this is what I mean about the meet and greets and that. Let me just back for a second.
It's absolutely. Oh no. Sorry, I just opened Twitter and I shouldn't have.
Oh dear.
Don't you hate it when you open Twitter and the first thing you see you just makes you go, I don't like this.
Yep. No, do that. No.
No Punterino Twitter.
Please, no Punterino. Where are they? Because I'm sure I've got some on here.
But I mean, this is going to go in the right direction. I hope they keep it. I hope they do it live. And I'm thinking about PAX East. Obviously, there's D&D games that go on there. That's easily transitioned to online. D&D Online has been doing online games pretty much every day for like over a couple of years now.
Mm-hmm.
So, if anything, it's going to make it easier for people to get together and do this. I would love to see the Acquisitions Incorporated game online. That's going to be absolutely ridiculous. But I think it detracts from what is, it obviously detracts from the in-person experience, but it doesn't detract from the viewing experience as a whole. If anything, it enhances it. And now they're not doing a BlizzCon where they like charge you for digital access to it, but at the same time you get stuff as part of that. Like, you get the same con bag that you would be if you're going to BlizzCon in person.
Yeah, because that would be cool.
But you all have phones, right? Everybody has cell phones.
True. It looks like I don't have any on my phone. Sucks. On my on my hard drive anymore. So they'll be on my phone. But yeah, you get, because with this, you get, you're there with people. You're interacting with them properly. You get pictures with them. That's the sort of thing I'm thinking about. It's like, how do they incorporate this, into it? So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see what they do for EGX packs this year. Because while they're doing all this stuff, while we're getting the hands-on demos, to play this thing, there is nothing in the world like being there in person. Nothing in the world like that.
That's true, but here's the thing: nobody's going to be there in person,
So nobody's allowed to be. But because we need to stay safe, even with the pubs opening today, because they called it Super Saturday here. Except, of course, if you're in Leicester are in lockdown. So no.
Did the pubs in Millwall ever close? Asking for a friend.
Probably not. So I think that's a content dump sorted, isn't it? Oh no, it isn't. No. We still got two more bits. This week coming. We have a big release on Steam. And then next month we have a big release on Steam.
Both games that I like.
So you can talk about them.
Yes, Death Stranding's on PC coming out this week.
Mm-hmm.
It's Death Stranding. It's Kojima's walking simulator. It is oddly fitting for this kind of day and age in the world we're living in. It is. If we're talking about like a James called it segment, Kojima called. What do you play? You play a courier where everybody is disconnected and they stay inside their cities, and the only way they stay connected is by like strands and sending packages over periods. Oh my god! And what was the epicenter? New York.
Yeah, which was the epicenter of the outbreak in America this year.
So yeah, it's Death Stranding. If you haven't played it yet, I mean, you have your reasons. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying it's an experience. I'm not saying it's a good game. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm not saying anything. I'm saying it's an experience. And if you don't want to play it, it's really worth watching the YouTube movie compilations. 'Cause like there is some interesting shit. Also, the game is perfect at providing you with moments. I've talked about it plenty of times before. Just the first opening sequence, like once you kind of go into free roam mode, is just the way it's shot and the way it's done. I'm just thinking like, this is like, he thought about this. They thought about this well and clearly feel, and they're making you feel something here. And it, god damn it, it's like, I know it was one of the moments where this was done to make you feel something. And you're still feeling those feelings anyways. Because, fuck. The other game that's coming out is along the same lines, post-apocalyptic futures. Horizon Zero Dawn comes out on Steam August 7th. I got the email yesterday. It's up for pre-order now. It is $49.99 US for the main game and the DLC.
Which is nice, because apparently the Frozen Wild is really good too.
Yeah. So, another game, if you haven't played it, that game is worth a playthrough. I mean, and the best part is that you don't have to do everything in that game to like be a badass. Because we talked about like the weapon trials, the hunters lodges. Just never did them. I just never did them. I played through the entire game. I did one and went, fuck this, I'm never doing it again.
They are easier than you think when you are fully leveled up.
Yeah, okay. But I'm not going to backtrack. I got the shield armor.
Yeah, that's all I wanted.
That's all I wanted, and it was so worth it. Being able to just be like playing, then all of a sudden like the T-Rex comes and smacks you, and you're just like bonk. Oh, there goes my shield. Playing. When you can spank and tank as the archer. Also, it's good to get us hyped up for Horizon Zero Dawn 2.
Yeah. Which would be PlayStation 5.
Which is coming out in a time and place.
Yeah, so time and place to be determined.
They haven't given us a date. Like, not even 2021. They just no date.
It would be... I would love it if it was a launch title. I really would.
I don't think it's going to be.
Yeah, I know, realistically. You know, but it's nice to dream, isn't it? It's nice to have something positive to look forward to, maybe.
We have a PS5 release date, do we?
Not yet. Not yet. We don't. No, there's been nothing confirmed for a PS5 release.
I am very sure that the PS5 will release sometime mid-November.
If you're looking to
it was leaked.
Amazon...
I don't leaks. I don't trust leaks too much.
Amazon bits do that sort of thing as placeholders. Okay, that's what they're there for. They have them as placeholders, nothing more. Now, sometimes they have been right, and sometimes they've been accurate, but a lot of the time, no, don't hold water with them. If it was leaked along,
they say October, and I don't.
That's not holiday time.
I don't believe it, and I'll tell you why I don't believe it. And I'll tell you why. If you look at, we've been over this. If you look historically, when all of the consoles have been released, almost universally for the last couple console releases, it has been like the second or third week in November.
Yeah.
Almost consistently. And that's because it's the perfect time for them to put together bundaroos for the holiday season. And it gives people... Like, it's pretty much like it's like 6 to 8 weeks before Christmas is when they do it. So
because it's a perfect stocking filler for little Tommy underneath a tree when he wakes up on Christmas morning.
So, I mean, the price point, I find it I mean, if was it £400? So what does a PS4 go for right now?
I can tell you. PS4. Let me see. I shall load it up for you. Now, are we looking to PS4 Pro or
Give
standard?
Me both. Give me both.
Okay, I'll give you both. Okay.
Give me both price-wise.
So, on Amazon, PS4 500 gig with free PS hits, you're looking £255.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to look for the PS4 Pro. PS4 Pro, 1 terabyte on its own. No games or anything. £327.89.
So that price could be right. What was the PS4? Let me see. PS4 price on release. What was the PS4's price on release day? So the PS4 was priced at $350.
Yeah.
On release. You're a little quiet, Will.
Yeah. Sorry, I've just been interrupted. Am I back on? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. But yeah, it was. I'm sure it was like, wasn't it $350?
It was. I just looked it up. It was £350.
Mm-hmm.
So usually the prices are always dollar, euro, pound. Numbers don't change based on the symbol. Yeah. Oh yeah. But since we're talking in pound, I'm gonna talk in pound because it was $3.99 in the United States when it released. So there's always usually about a $50 difference between that, even though the pound was much stronger then than it is now. Pound, I think, when PS4 released was closer to like $1.75 to $2 United States dollars, and now we're down to a buck and a quarter for a pound. So you guys lost 50 cents.
Yeah.
Because
they used to be like news stories about going to New York for like £75 return flight, and that was crazy prices when we used to look about £300-400. So it does show you how far the pound has fallen.
Mm-hmm. But that's a topic for a different stream.
Yeah, for a different podcast.
Possibly a TGWPIS After Dark. That could be a Free Play Friday discussion. We tend to talk a lot of bullshit on Free Play Friday. So, if you want to see the Yankee jankiness of us, it's Free Play Friday.
Because people were complaining about the PS3 price when that came out, and that was $425.
Yeah. Thank you. We really do appreciate the fact that we're no longer. Actually, we don't appreciate the fact that we're not part of the Empire anymore. I think a lot of us would be okay with coming back.
yeah, especially in the past 3 years you guys have had. Oh dear. But yeah, so if it happens, right, and I'm not going to discount it. I'm not going to discount it as complete bollocks. It's rumor. We thought though it would be around about the 20th, wasn't it? That was the one you called?
I said anywhere between the 14th to the. Let me tell you the exact date I called. I think I called anywhere between the 10th and the 10th, the 9th to the 20th, because that's the 9th is the Monday of the full week, the second full week of November, and then through till the Friday of the 20th, which is the end of the second, third week. I mean, I think that's because if you look at November starts on Sunday the 1st.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty easy calendar month. The 20th on Amazon. I mean, the weird thing about console releases is that, like, do you want to release it on a Friday? Because most video games get released on Tuesdays, right?
In the States they do, and some of the bigger releases over here do as well. Let's have a look at the release dates.
I mean,
when they happened. Release date, the actual day, rather than the dates themselves, of PlayStation 3. Let's go from there. PlayStation 3.
It's the
11th of November 2006.
What day was the 11th?
November 17th, 2006 in North America. And then the 23rd of March in over here. Now we have to look at the calendar of what day that was.
Of November 2006 was a Saturday.
Yeah. So 17th of November.
2006?
Yeah. So that would have been a Friday in North America, because that's 6 days.
Yep.
A Thursday.
Probably midnight release.
Yeah. And then March 23rd, 2007. I'm sure that was a Thursday.
So we'll say midnight release on a Thursday?
Mm-hmm. Because PlayStation 4, right? PlayStation 4 was launched on the 15th of November, 2013. And that was a worldwide release.
And I think these will be worldwide too.
They're looking for it. PlayStation 2 was launched March 4th, 2000. But it was more October over here, because I remember starting at Dixon's in the same month as that was. And that was October, October 2000. And then the Xbox 360 was 22nd of November. So official launches, whether they're just over here or not, with worldwide releases, the main launch seems to be November. So it wouldn't be wrong, it wouldn't be far off if those rumors were the case.
Yeah. I still call, I think, what did I say? I called like second to third week in November. Yeah. And then the price point being $600 US, $500 to $600 US is what I called the price point. Because you don't know with the digital if they're going to downgrade it or do that, or if they're going to keep it the same price but give it a bigger hard drive.
I mean, 400 seems about right for the digital version. Or, and again, because I said about 450, didn't I? £450 for that main one. So that would make sense. I'd say the £50 would be a better gap for the digital compared to the disc one.
But I
That's
think
what
we said you'd end up paying like
yeah.
800 because of like buying a second controller, buying starter games. Now with the price of games, now probably going up.
Yeah, it just I don't know. Yeah, unless something major happens because of COVID, with it just being a rumor, with it just being a leak, we can't always, we have to look at it. We have to get a pinch of salt and just go. We just have to. Because
And once again, I think my biggest we've talked about my conspiracy theory. I think realistically, November 19th, which is the third Thursday of the month, is when Cyberpunk says they're releasing the game.
Yeah.
I think there is a hard case to make that is either the PlayStation or Xbox release date. There is a hard case to make.
Are you thinking that could be bundled with a PS5 or Xbox if they're releasing?
Probably bundled with Xbox, if I'm being honest. It's probably an Xbox bundle. It makes perfect sense because here's the other thing: why are they releasing a video game on a Tuesday, not on a Tuesday?
Thursday, yeah. Why are they releasing on Thursday? Isn't that the week before Thanksgiving?
Yes. When is Thanksgiving this year?
Because that would make perfect sense if they're going to be releasing it a week before Thanksgiving.
Yep.
People are still going to be off then. Let's be honest here. COVID is not going to suddenly disappear by November unless a vaccine that they're working on is somehow ready. Now, some people have said September that could happen.
So if that's the case, they're releasing it a week before Black Friday.
Yeah. I mean, good thing.
That makes perfect sense. You're either going to have stock, they're either going to buy it before it happens, or people are going to go out and run out on Black Friday. There's going to be your third spike.
Yeah. See, I have a question about that. The whole spike thing, second wave, blah, 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 right? Now, the last time we saw a pandemic this bad was 1918.
Right.
Spanish, right? How was Spanish flu the pandemic and that communicate to people so they could stay away, so they could be protected against themselves in that time period compared to now with everything that we have, social media and all this? What aren't we supposedly better prepared to stop a second wave, barring common sense and barring people being bloody minded and being stupid? Okay, aren't we better prepared to stop a second wave than the people were back in 1918?
Yes and no. And I will preface this because of that exact thing you admitted. We are better prepared to handle a second wave due to the amount of the fact that we have an information system that can easily send information worldwide in a very quick manner.
Yeah.
But at the same time, because we've gotten so much, everybody can get so much information so quickly, they can also get a lot of misinformation a lot quickly. And then also people only listen to certain people who don't want to go and listen to the generalists only listen to in their sound chambers, the one little area that they believe and trust. And if that little area that they believe and trust believes that it's a hoax, it's not real, none of this.
Cab driver today.
Yeah. That misinformation there's the fact that with mass information comes mass information. Injecting yourself with bleach cures the disease. That helped, right? That was a thing that went on for a while. So just know this, people. Just be safe. Do what you feel comfortable doing. How about that? Do what you feel comfortable. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you do what you feel comfortable doing. And I will do what I feel comfortable doing.
Now, I'm going to end this a little bit on a positive as well. Now, this won't seem a positive, but positive out of a negative. Because, like Dougie, myself, Stratham, anybody else in our community who would normally go down to London or Birmingham for wherever in the GX when Expo is, because we now don't need to, because of it being cancelled because of COVID, we don't need to save money for hotels, travel, food, and merchandise that's down there. So that means because this is a console year, we can save up a lot quicker and easier because we don't have that expense.
I also am letting you all know, if I buy a new console, it's not going to be until 2021. I'm not going to be part of the first wave. Mm-hmm. Those almost usually have a few janky things in it. Also because I'm going to be honest, there's no release titles for any of these systems that I go, I need to own that. None of them.
I'm going to try. I'm definitely going to try, I'll be honest. If, Microsoft or Sony want to send me a launch model to, unbox and do for you guys and use, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to sit there and go, oh no, well, how dare you? Oh no. I'll use it. I'll be honest. But I have plans to prepare for it.
I have Cyberpunk. It's coming out in November. That is going to take up a lot of my time.
Yeah, I think it's 2021.
It will. Probably around that same time, Football Manager 2021 gets released. That is also going to take up a lot of my time. Let's be real here. Those two things can keep me occupied for a good long while that I don't need a console.
It's true. It's damn true. So let's just because I think I'm done with my content dump.
Yep.
Yeah, it's time to get off the toilet. Let's wipe the content dump away and flush it.
Let's do a quick what we've been playing.
Yeah, let's do a very quick what we've been playing. So I'll head off first. I'll do my bit. Finished and played The Last of Us Part 2. Really enjoyed it. There's some moments in there that I feel that are the detail in little bits and pieces is amazing. Okay. Now, shall we go spoilerific now, or should we wait?
No. People are still playing it.
Okay.
If we do a Last of Us spoilerific, it'll be on a free play Friday. And I think that's fair because it allows us to keep the podcast clean.
Separate. Yeah. Okay. No worries.
But it's also not a game that Chris is going to play. Like Doom, like we could all discuss. If there's a game that all three of us widely have played, yes, let's discuss it on the podcast. But The Last of Us 2, no.
There is one thing I do want to say about it, though, right? Because you break windows, and this is not a spoiler. You break windows to jump into buildings, right? The detail there, and this was pointed out to me. When you smash the window, they just jump right in. There's no glass bit here for them to look at and just see in case they cut their hands while jumping. Now, the reason I say that, and you may go, well, yeah, it's a game, no, lad. There's not that much realism. The thing I wanted to say, because of spoilers, goes the opposite way. Okay? There's a little detail. And, Dougie, once you see this detail, feel free to message me and go, that's why you said it, all right? So, Last of Us 2, Part 2 complete. Is it the Schindler's List of games as a journalist reviewed it with? No. Now, that shouldn't take away from it because it's very good. I love the emotion in it. I love the brutality in it, which is a weird thing to say, I know. But I actually liked it. And for me, so far, Game of the Year.
Now, here's a question I have for you about it. Not spoiling anything.
Mm-hmm.
If Last of Us came out the same year God of War did, which one is your Game of the Year?
Oh. I actually think The Last of Us Part 2 would just win it.
I lean to God of War.
I think the reason I say that is the emotional roller coaster you go on with The Last of Us 2 potentially hits more, with you at a personal level rather than trying to bring up an annoying kid who, in God of War.
See, I'm the difference. I wasn't as emotionally invested in The Last of Us 2 story. Because the plot hook that they use, well, emotional and driving you through it, I felt, and this is just me here, I felt it was a little bit of a cop out. And the only reason I thought it was a cop out is that like they had a lot more things they could do and a lot more things they could build to it. And essentially they bring it down to just a simple thing. Now I think that helps towards the ending, and I'll probably tell Lard why after we end the podcast. But
Yeah.
When it comes to a totally complete story, I think God of War did that better. And because like it had the highs and lows, because it's comparable. They're both story games. They're both coming from long running franchises, and they're both driven by a narrative. But we'll discuss that.
It really is a hard one to pick, but I think, and I know we're disagreeing on it, but that's why
But we can politely disagree on it.
Exactly.
All right, what else have you been playing?
Okay, so I've also completed this week Aliens Colonial Marines. Completely different to Last of Us Part 2, where that is a bag of shit.
Game over, man.
Though that was a nice little touch. There is a couple of nice little touches in there. Him being in there as being fodder for the aliens, because you see him hung up in the chest is busted open. Also, there was a different sort of alien in there from Weyland Yutani. They used a xenomorph in a bull. So hence what would happen there, because we saw in Alien 3 there was an alien in the dog. That's why the alien in Alien 3 was different and looked faster and different structure because of the dog thing. I liked that idea, and that was only one of the couple of ideas I had in there that was getting good. It sucked. Yeah, Bill Paxton took it from us too soon. So there was that. Also completed Just a Phrase, which is a puzzle game like Hangman, where you just guess what letter's there, and if it comes up on the puzzle, you can guess a phrase that has one wrong word in it. So that was done. Played some more Snooker 19. Won the match 4-0, which is great. But then again, the guy was like 125th in the world compared to 9th. So I had the odds in my favour. Sucked ass Dirt Rally 2.0 again, some more. So, I mean, I'm thinking of taking a break from that to try and get my motivation to play it and try and get better again at it. So I may have to, take that back a bit. I played some American Truck Simulator as part of the backlog, which was nice. It's nice to have some fun with that. And we're going to be doing a Euro Truck Simulator thing in conjunction with something that James is going to be doing very soon. Played a little bit of AIPD, which is Artificial Intelligence Police Department, which is like a twin stick shooter, which after party's finished, which I also played on the Sunday service, will be a one-off on the Sunday service because there's no story to do. Played some more Forza Motorsport. Completed a Fold Apart, which that's another kick in the teeth for a game as a puzzle game, because he's talking about a longish distance relationship. Yeah, it's not too far because one of the lady lives in the countryside. The guy moves to the city for a job, an architect job, and they miss each other, and the relationship sort of tries to fall apart. Blah blah blah, and they try to work at it, and it gets a crescendo of them either breaking up or doing something about it, and it just sort of goes, oh, okay, that's what I need to do. Game ends. And you look at, and I sort of sat there and like, well, what did he choose to do? It's one of the weirdest ways to end a game that I've seen in a while. To me, there was a resolution, but we didn't see what the resolution was until afterwards, when you see them holding hands, but it was like a distance thing again. It's like, so was there a resolution? Did he move back or not? So we didn't know, which kind of disappointed me, because the game itself is a puzzler. Nice, it was good, very good. And finally, I've been playing A Hat in Time, where, at the moment I'm on the world where we're being part of movies for birds, so owls, and you've got these crows in a train that are trying to do a whodunit sort of scene. And I renamed someone who I'm going to give a shout out to in the chat very soon. I know she's not here at the moment, but she's resting from having big treatment for a certain thing. So we named her in that, and the crows are like, "Oh, I would like to meet," which I've named her since afterwards. That's her name now. From this, and it was an unrunning joke for about the past week. I like it. I like A Hat in Time. I do. It's a lot of fun. It's a very nice little game. So I'm looking forward to Tuesday playing some more of it. And that's what I've been playing. What have you been playing, matey?
I played a little Elite Dangerous with Chris, because spaceships in space doing space things.
Woohoo!
I mean, yeah, that's just it. It's fun. I understand the controls now, so the game is actually interesting. I'm pretty much just a space courier right now, and I'm saving up money to buy a bigger, badder ship.
Yeah.
That's that. And then the other thing I've played. Let's if you're getting your TGWPIS bingo board out, please strike off James Plays Football Manager. Actually, shouldn't that just be the center of the bingo board now, where it's like free space is just like, no, it's just James Played Football Manager?
Yep.
After watching today's episode, if you did, you will know, Sarah, we're going to Wembley. So, we have won the Community Shield, the trophy that nobody cares about. We've won the Caballero Cup. We've won the league. We are in the FA Cup final. And we are in the semi-final for the Champions League.
Okay.
So we could do a quintuple. We are on our way to a quintuple.
Now, the thing you want me to do,
yes,
is that for the Champions League final.
If we get to the Champions, so obviously we're going to Wembley. So you could do a road to London.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing: the Champions. This is how this works in this game. The Champions League final is the week after Wembley, the FA Cup final, if we get into the Champions League.
Right.
So you can technically do from Leicester to London, and then from London to Romania.
Because I'm trying to think where the best place would be, because it's either Cambridge or Birmingham is where the truck roads are. There's no Leicester in there. There's no Colton. You can go by it. So I'm thinking, Birmingham is technically closer to Leicester than Cambridge is.
Well, I'll let you know this. When we first came into the Premier League, we were playing at the King Power Stadium in Leicester. Right. While our stadium was getting renovated.
Yeah.
So that helps anyway. So, needless to say, we're there. Pepe now has a new nickname. His name is now Pepe the Man in Form. He has 63 goals in all competitions this year.
Wow.
Breaking his record of 61 last year. He's just... There's been moments where he has where we have been down. So in the game that released today, not when the podcast started at 10, that video that released, West Ham score in the 15th minute. We then proceed to not do anything until the 80th minute. Pepe bags a 2-minute brace in the 80th and 82nd minute. And then our two reserve strikers that I brought in both grab goals, and then Herrero and our attacking midfielder grabs a goal. So the end score line ends up being 5-1 to us. But we don't score until the 80th minute plus. So and we went to 95 minutes. So we score all of our goals in 15 minutes at the end of the game.
Nice.
That's
Also, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Chris.
Hello.
You love to see it.
Easy game.
Easy life.
Easy life. What do you do? Well, anyways, I put Pepe at the front, and then he just started scoring. But yeah, it's the save is getting to a point now where it's like, well, we could win the quintuple, all the 5 major trophies. Then it's like, well, and then I need to sell a bunch of people because I think we made a loss this year of £148 million. We haven't gotten the TV money yet, and the way for winning. So, yeah, we lost a lot of money. But let's talk about this for a second. We won the league. That's £46 million. That's not accounted for yet. When you win the Champions League, that's £60 million.
It says 106 million.
So, right? Plus TV revenue, sponsorship revenue comes into the end of the year. We're going to get £56 million for sponsorship revenue.
That says 162 million.
Okay. And then I think we get something like 10 million for winning the FA Cup if we win that.
So 172 million.
We're in the profit. Had to win every competition we were in, but we make a profit. Stonks. Yeah, I have to sell some players this year. I bought a striker who's like the best striker in Argentina.
Yeah.
And he's on £125,000 a week. He scored 6 goals in 20 appearances. Mordrang Pavlov, my Serbian youth prospect, who's on £25,000 a week, in 9 appearances, has 7 goals. All off the bench, mind you. This other guy got the starts. So,
I mean, that sounds like a perfect sort of number 2 to Pepe hands right there.
well, hang on. I found another good young Brazilian striker.
Okay.
Right? And so I want to get him in, but his agent's asking for too much money. Like, the guy is like good enough to have like 50 to 60,000 pounds a week, but his agent wants him to be a star player and have 250,000 pounds a week. And I'm just like, first of all, who the fuck are you, Mr. Agent Man? Second of all, do you see who's leading the line? It's Pepe, the man in form. Just because he's 26 doesn't mean I'm going to make him not play anymore. I'm like, no, you don't get it. I'm not paying you £50,000 or £250,000 to be my best striker. I'm paying you £50,000 for the privilege of backing up Pepe. So so as I do, I'm pulling a full Mourinho on this, where I am causing there to be a schism between him and his team and his agent. I got Pepe to endorse the move in the media, who is a national hero in Brazil, and this kid is a Brazilian striker, came from the same team that Pepe came from. So I am just mediating the shit out of this transaction, playing all the fucking mind games. Guy wants to leave the club wants to sell him, agent doesn't want to make a deal, he's threatening to leave his agent, and I'm just sitting there going like, yes, soon you will be mine.
This will be my goal.
I'm just going like, I'm a horrible person. Still discredit the agent in the media.
I'm terrible. I'm just so terrible.
I'm so bad. They're like,
hits button for more money. Just so bad.
So bad.
Hits button again. Just the worst.
Well, there is the ultimate cheese you could do in Football Manager, right? You ask the board for more transfer revenue. They give it to you, right? Say, hypothetically, they give you the money. Then you ask the board for more wage budget. They give you more wage. You then can transition that wage budget into transfer revenue. So you can make more money. Bored. I've done this. I'd be like, can I have some more transfer budget? No. Can I have some more wage budget? Of course you can. Now I have more transfer budget. Why did you go and spend $21 million on a 18-year-old Brazilian wonder kid? I don't know. We have 20
New
of
wages.
them. I'm taking them out of poverty to help them live a better life. God.
It's our outreach program.
It's our outreach program. We do actually have a we do have a sponsorship deal. We have a link with a club in Brazil now, by the way. TGWPIS FC has a official link with a club in Brazil. And part of it is just like, yes, that could lead to have us have foreign country players come through our youth system. I'm like, Brazilian wonder kids developing at TGWPIS FC's youth academy. Yes, soon. Why does Corby have a strange Portuguese-speaking population? I don't know, Obvious. I don't know.
No idea.
I don't know.
But a great at football.
Yeah, I think the plan is now, if I'm looking forward at this save, Pepe's 26. Probably has at least another good 6-7 years in him. Probably takes him to like his mid-30s. Never gonna sell the guy, by the way. Not gonna happen. I will pay him whatever he wants to keep him at the club. But what I would like to do is, if I can, and this may end up being where like TGWPIS FC becomes kind of like where it's a everyday video, where it just becomes like a weekly video, where it's like, okay, this is how this season ended up, because it's basically to play through the save until Pepe retires, and then to see how good of a coach he is. And then at that point in the game, Pepe retires, and if I need to use the editor, I will do this. I will retire, let Pepe take over TGWPIS FC as the head coach. Hand him the reins, and I ride off into the sunset as Pepe handles the team from then on. Something tells me he'll be a very good attacking-minded head coach. But yeah, this has been my Football Manager TED Talk for the day.
Have you played anything else?
No, it's just Elite Dangerous and Football Manager. I could literally play Football Manager while I'm playing Elite Dangerous. It's like, okay, the game is running here. Let me do some mining here. Oh, I got to jump, and it's going to take 12 minutes. Let me go back to playing Football Manager.
It really be like that.
It'd really be like that. But that's it. That's all I've been playing.
Fair enough. Morning, Chris.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
So, what have you been playing? What have you been up to?
Well, I'll tell you what I've kind of not been playing. I haven't been playing Not Work Simulator. It's crunch time, so I crashed really hard last night, so I woke up like 10 minutes ago. I've been playing a wee bit of League. Just bits and bobs here and there. I'm almost in gold. I'm just like 15 games away. So that puts me above most of the population of League. Something like that. I don't remember the statistics. They changed it around a bit, but the majority of players are iron, silver, and bronze. So that's where I'm at with that. And then I've been playing a lot of Elite Dangerous as well, which is fun, relaxing, mellow, blow up, rocks, get cash.
Buy bigger ships to make blowing up rocks easier to get more cash.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is that? Is that mainly what you guys have been doing then on the Elite Dangerous? Is just mining?
Yeah, for the most. Well, yeah, mining and a little bit of pirate fighting.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of pirate fighting. Which is really let the space cops shoot them, and we just We just get credit.
Yeah. So, is that all you've been playing?
Well, I've also been picking up a few smaller games, a few little roguelikes. I would love for like a kind of survival crafting roguelike to exist, but sadly there are not a whole lot of them.
It's one of the few genres
Then,
roguelikes haven't dabbled into yet.
The components that I played last night were Noita, which was very interesting. It's a roguelike where there's no persistency to it, but the roguelike it's you delve into the underground. You're a wizard. You delve into the underground, and you gotta try and get as deep as you can. Fairly standard, but the difference with this one is that every pixel is physics simulated.
Okay.
So absolutely everything in the game is physics simulated, which is awesome. Now, besides that, I've also played a little Path of Exile because it is the new season. I'm having fun with it. I'm trying out a few different builds. I have a big beefy melee boy build and a smaller build going. And that is all I've been playing.
Fair enough. No worries. So, we've done the vote for next week's Free Play Friday. The choices are, if you would like to vote on the Twitter vote poll for us, Path of Exile, Half Dead, and Rocket League. Now, at the moment, Rocket League is winning. But if you go to TGWPIS on Twitter, you can vote to change that if you wish. Or you can add your vote to Rocket League to make it much more rock solid. It is up to you. Also, for pimp outs and shout outs, tonight, 8 p.m., is the Devolver Digital Direct that they were going to do at E3. So we'll see what madness they have in store for us, including a potential release date for Fall Guys, which looks just insane. And also want to give a special shout out to Mook, who yesterday was able to ring a bell to end the treatment. I'm not going to go into what the treatment was for and where it was for, but let's just say that because she doesn't want to, accidentally trigger people if they hear it, what's been going on. But nice one, Mook. You're almost there. The boss fight is hopefully done. Have you guys got any shout outs and pimp outs?
Hi, chat.
Yeah.
That's it. Usually just my normal hi, chat. Thanks for being here.
Shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Cosmic Gamers.
They got married, finally?
They got married.
Yay!
Yay!
The ceremony, the celebration for friends and family, is going to be happening next year due to quarantinos, but
It's absolutely fair.
Mm-hmm.
You just really can't say fairer than that, really. Maya, is that all? We got any more?
That's it.
That's it? Okay, then. So, I think we're done, James.
All right. That's good. Because I have things we have to get to soon. Various 4th of July engagements. Because it is America Day. So happy America Day.
Murica.
America Day.
Happy freedom!
Freedom!
Yeah, if you are celebrating July 4th, have a great day. If you can, stay safe out there. And if you're going to the pub for the first time in a few months over here, stay safe. Be sensible. Right?
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Don't be dicks. out there,
Don't forget
right?
to, and don't leave your pants in the bathroom.
Yes.
Very important.
So we will see you again tomorrow morning for myself. Next week for all three of us. Is that a good day?
I may,
Mhm.
depending if Kim's working tomorrow, there may be a cheeky Football Manager stream. We may be in the The only problem is this, is that I can't stream anything because we're in crunch time for the game. So yeah, needless to say, all right, yeah, we're gonna go before I put foot in mouth anymore and I ruin any more of the series that I've only played for 118 episodes.
Yep.
Goodbye.
This is a good one to go out on. This
Bye-bye.
is a good one to go out on. Yeah. Yeah, this one. Okay, bye-bye, everybody.